And we would like to welcome everybody to the 2020 P-CCS retirement celebration. Obviously doing a little bit differently this time around here on in our virtual meeting. But it really is an honor and a privilege to be here tonight and recognize such an amazing group of retirees that our district will miss so very much for all their contributions to students and the P-CCS community. Without further ado, it's also an honor and privilege to introduce to everybody our Superintendent of Schools, Monica Merritt, to make a few remarks. Monica.
Good evening and welcome. This is our first virtual retirement celebration. I say even COVID-19 could not prevent us from coming together this evening to celebrate you and this special event. As we formally celebrate the various classes of 2020, tonight is an absolute honor and privilege to welcome and celebrate the incredible educators and staff of the P-CCS retirement class of 2020. Join me in a virtual round of applause for everyone. Whereas our students who are graduating look forward to the beginning of a journey, our guests of honor tonight are closing a chapter of one. Both groups have something in common: a future of endless possibilities and hopefully a ton of fun and endless enjoyment. The 2019-20 school year would not be complete without honoring each and every one of you, our valued staff, educators, and leaders who have served the students and families in our district in ways they will always remember. And even if we can't be together in person this evening, we hope that you can feel the celebration in this virtual room tonight. We are here to celebrate you because you have changed lives. And tonight is just one small token of appreciation for all that we are grateful for. P-CCS is such a special place, and all of you and your years of tireless work and your years of service to our school community, you're one of the major reasons why we are so special. Thank you for making such an important contribution to the legacy of excellence we are building for all students here at P-CCS. We'd like to begin this program tonight by asking the president of the P-CCS Board of Education, Ms. Anupam Sadhu, to say a few words. President Sadhu.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored and humbled to be able to join you tonight as you make this big transition into retirement. As an educator, I know how much effort you put into your work and the kids to help them in every way possible. You've given so much to the students, the families, staff, and our community. Your hard work, passion, and dedication to improving the lives of our students does not go unnoticed. Your impact can never truly be measured because you have touched the lives of so many around you in so many ways. I admire you, respect you, and wish you well as you enter this next adventure of your life called retirement. I don't think anyone gets into this profession for the fame, glory, or money. You get into it because you truly want to make a difference in the lives of kids, which I know you all have in your classrooms, buildings, and community. Each and every contribution you made resulted in a better and stronger P-CCS, especially as you quickly had to adjust to the changes in how we do our work during the pandemic. I'm sure you will continue to contribute in other meaningful ways in this next chapter as you spend more time with family, friends, books, new hobbies, by yourself, volunteering, traveling, and exploring new opportunities. I'm sure you're looking forward to the freedom that this chapter brings, being able to enjoy lunches without having to worry about the next bell ringing or running to another meeting, and the freedom from alarm clock and Zoom meetings. Thank you again for sharing your time, ideas, gifts, passion, and heart, and so much more to the P-CCS community. Your legacy and love will live on in the memories of the students and families and staff. Here's wishing you good health, happiness, more time for you, your family, friends, and hobbies. Congratulations on a well-deserved retirement. Thank you for all that you've done.
Round of applause, virtual. Thank you so much, Superintendent Merritt and President Sadhu, for those wonderful words. Now it's time to get into always the heart of the event and the most fun part of the event, which is the tribute speeches. We will start with somebody who has a very busy night, Ms. Sherry Steckel, with 5 retirees from Plymouth High School: Lisa Peru, Bob DeBear, Karen Hanchett, Nan Hanson, and Charlie Jones. So Sherry Steckel, please take it away and pay tribute to your well-deserved retirees.
Okay, I'm going to start by saying this is the most incredible retirement class of 2020 that we have at Plymouth. Tonight I'm going to start, I'm going to share a little tidbit about each of the 5 retirees, but know that nothing that I say is going to be able to encapsulate all that they've done and all that they've contributed to Plymouth High School. I'm a crier, so I'm going to try really hard not to cry since this is live streamed. So I'm going to start with Lisa Peru. So Lisa has taught English in Plymouth Canton Community Schools for over 20 years. As a teacher of world literature and American literature, she has amassed a classroom library like none you have ever seen. When I say to you, she has thousands and thousands of choice reading books in her room, that is most definitely accurate. And she has been doing this for years, long before the more recent recommendations, have been touting all the benefits of choice reading. She's done it knowing that just in order to bring out a love of reading for students, they need to be able to have some choice and voice in what they're reading. Lisa is really well respected in the ELA department and is well known for her strengths in grammar. I would venture to say that virtually every English teacher has some form of a grammar unit in one way, shape, or form that they've gotten from Lisa. So in addition to her, content knowledge, which is certainly strong, she is an amazing team player. And one story just comes to mind. And that story, I think, really exemplifies all that Lisa is about. Lisa is certified as a BC, which is a journalism certification. And one day on the second day of professional development, we had the teacher who was set to teach journalism retire, and with very short notice. And Lisa stepped up like the champion that she was. She worked so hard and put her heart and soul into that class like she does all her other classes. And I think also really modeled and exemplified all that we would want teachers to be. So, she gave it her all. So I think it was just a great example of who she is. Lisa planned to return to Maryland, which is where many years ago she began her teacher training. So we're super excited for her. Know, Lisa, that your Wildcat family, we miss you, and we wish you the best.
Thank you, Sherry. That was sweet. Thank you.
This is where our virtual hugs, because normally we'd be in the Plymouth cafeteria and we'd be hugging right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you want me to go on? Let me go. Okay, so I have Bob DeBear. Bob, where are you? I have to flip my screen. Oh, I see you right there. Okay, so Bob has been teaching in Plymouth Canton Community Schools for 36 years. Those years have taken him from East Middle School to Starkweather to Canton High School, and then to Plymouth High School when it opened in 2002. So those of you that don't know, I was actually fortunate enough to be Bob's student teacher 23 years ago. And so I am forever grateful for that placement. Just some of the things I learned from Bob. One of the things was he instilled in me the importance of relationships and approachability. That was definitely number one. For teaching me that every single student has amazing potential. And Bob, we talk about this, right? Every single student has amazing potential. And for teaching me also that students who act out are often the ones who need our love and our support the most. Bob cares and believes about every single kid who walks into his classroom. We've been so fortunate to have him not only serving students, but also supporting staff as he's mentored both officially and unofficially countless science teachers who've been hired in. Lastly, I don't think I could send Bob off without talking about how his outdoor lessons. Bob is known for his outdoor lessons that take kids around our 300-acre campus to point out all the real life biology that's around us. The campus walk and talk is so famous that one year they actually auctioned off tickets on the WSDP auction. To say that we're gonna miss you and your easygoing, positive nature, Bob, is an understatement. I told you I wasn't gonna be able to make it through. Your Wildcat family wishes you all the best in your retirement. And as a side note, I still want to invite to the canoe trip. Okay. Okay. Karen Hanson. Oh, we got to give Bob a round of applause. Okay, Karen Hanson. Karen, where are you? I got to switch to the next screen. Okay, Karen has been a teacher in Plymouth Canton Community Schools for over 19 years. She knows the park well as she completed her student teaching over at Salem, got hired in at Canton, and then came over when we opened Plymouth in 2002. Karen taught in our business and career and tech ed departments. For those of you that don't know Karen personally, let me share something with you. She is one of the hardest working teachers that I know. And it says a lot because we all know how hard teachers work, right? Seriously. Karen's car is often the first one in the parking lot in the morning, and it's not uncommon for it to be the very last one there in the evening. So she thinks absolutely nothing of working tirelessly to make every lesson complete, to make sure that she's given all the feedback to her students in a super timely manner. She prepares and then prepares again. I wish everyone could see how passionate she is about all things accounting and web design related. So I know because I've been in her classroom. So it's pretty awesome to see. Karen is also a teacher who willingly steps up and volunteers to help. And that's whether it's a school committee, advising a club, or celebrating students, you name it, and then she'll step in. Just last month, Karen was recognized for her success in the classroom and was awarded the 2020 Outstanding High School Teacher Award by the Michigan Association of Certified Public Accountants. So, wow, that says a lot. In the very year that you're retiring, still doing and accomplishing amazing things. In retirement, Karen's looking forward to traveling with her husband and her family, spending time with her family. Karen, your Wildcat family is gonna miss you. We wish you the best in retirement. Virtual claps.
Thank you, Sherry. That was really nice.
It's hard to make it through these. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Nan Hanson. I see you on my screen right here. Oh, seriously, those that know me know I'm a crier. It's hard for me to do this, especially in front of all these people. So Nan Hanson has worked for a total of 35 years in education, 1 year as adolescent day treatment, and 34 years in Plymouth Canton Community Schools. She has worked at Central, Farrand, West, East, Discovery for her counseling internship, Pioneer, and then finally Plymouth High School. So 5 years ago, the Plymouth staff was asked at a staff meeting, what's your message? We modeled it after the Dear World campaign. We wrote messages to our students on our skin. We created a video, and then we shared it with our student body. Nan's message that she held out for all to see, written on her hands out like this, were 2 words: finish strong. It was a perfect message because it embodied so much of her in just those 2 words. She believes in kids and their ability to maximize their potential and for them to finish strong. She championed new projects, rallied her colleagues whenever it provided any kind of support or a way to celebrate. To say that she was constantly the one that was drumming up new ideas, and if it was going to be something that elevated a kid, she was all in. You would never guess that she was an educator with 35 years under her belt because she came to work every day, gave it her all, and always, always would tell us to do what's best for kids, because that's what we do. We do what's best for kids. Nan has provided leadership, guidance, like a wicked sense of humor, and a positive outlook for our building. Retirement's gonna allow her time to ride her bike, travel, to walk as many trails and as many national parks as possible. Nan, on behalf of your Wildcat family, we wish you all the best in retirement. We're gonna miss you. Hugs to you. Okay. Charlie Jones. Charlie, you're on my screen here too. Charlie is at the very tip top of the PCEA seniority list. And you ready for this? He has been in education for close to 45 years. Did you guys hear that? 45 years. He began his career by opening Halsey Elementary School, moved to East Middle School, then Central Middle School, Salem High School. Then he was the very first teacher that was assigned to Plymouth High School in 2002. And then he had the daunting task of designing and ordering absolutely everything that was going to be in our new media center. As a media specialist, he's done just about every single job there is. One of the things that Charlie is passionate about is pushing into classrooms and working with students, especially our students with special needs. The past few years, he's partnered with English class and helped students select choice reading books and then create a movie trailer as advertisement for his book. I remember sitting in the media center as he was showing me some of the movie trailers that the kids created with his guidance. It was pretty amazing to see. Additionally, Charlie has served our community by filming the Board of Education meeting every 2 weeks. So I know this has been mentioned, but I don't know if everyone realizes how late those meetings sometimes go. Doesn't matter how late they went. Sometimes it was 11, sometimes it was later. He would always show up at 6:30 in the morning with a smile on his face. In retirement, Charlie plans on relocating to Maryland, spending time walking on the beach, watching birds, learning to play the guitar. We want a video, Charlie. You got to send us and share the video of you playing your guitar. Charlie, your Wildcat family thanks you for your 45 years of service, and we wish you all the best in retirement. Virtual claps and virtual hugs.
Thank you.
Thank you. Virtual clap. Virtual clap for our Wildcat retirees.
I want to also do a shout out. I know that Carole Isaacson is going to have 2 people who are going to talk about her, but Carole spends the morning at Plymouth. And so many, many, many great things to say about Carole and her level of expertise that she's afforded us at the park for many, many years. So Carole, I think you're on page 1. So I keep going back and forth. So Carole, we wish you the best too. You're also part of our Wildcat family, even though they're talking about you from other schools at the district and at Salem.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you, Sherry. Oh, what a group of legends, literally, that we're losing at Plymouth High School. Let's shift to Salem High School. And we have 2 retirees to honor from Salem High School. And we'll start with Principal Kim Villarosa, recognizing Sharon Caldwell.
Okay, I'm not on mute anymore. I want to reiterate my tremendous respect for the retirees of Plymouth High School. I had the pleasure to work with all of them. I was even on Karen Hanchett's hiring committee, and I will remember the first day I observed her as an administrator. She was teaching accounting, and I went, oh, darn, why didn't I ever think of that? She's way better at this than I was. So I have so many good memories of all of you, and I wish you all the best. I want to talk first about Sharon Caldwell. Sharon Caldwell and I were actually hired the same year as teachers at P-CCS. And if I have this right, that was 25 years ago. I've always admired Sharon's dedication to her students. Sharon's incredible work ethic transferred to her students, and she truly brought her love for science to students each and every day. It's been an absolute pleasure to work with Sharon for all the years I have. I'm so appreciative of her commitment and her caring for the students, and it stayed strong through her entire career. I don't think there was one day that Sharon has wavered in her support for students and her love and her passion for teaching. I'd also like to add that so many teachers that were hired after Sharon have viewed her either as a formal mentor or an informal mentor. I can talk about my assistant principal, Jay Blaylock, talks about how she was an informal mentor to him when he started teaching. Rich Stevens, so many people that have shared what a true mentor that she was. And I know she was like that just absolutely through the last school year. And I really appreciate that. Sharon's retirement is really going to be a loss for the students and staff at Salem High School, but we really wish her the best. And it's going to be hard to see her go, but she has really committed so much to Plymouth Canton Community Schools and been such a valued staff member. And we're really going to miss her. Carole Isaacson, Carole, I struggle to even know what to say about Carole, because Carole, I've worked with Carole in all 3 buildings. I know Carole's worked in all 3 buildings at the park. I don't remember a time that I didn't work with Carole. So I'm not quite sure when you started and I did, but I think that you've pretty much been there the whole time I have. Carole worked on our district website before most of us even knew what a website was or what the internet was. She was a pioneer in knowing that this was an important thing for our district. She had students from my webpage design class. She had students that she took under her wing to learn to work on our website. And again, this was before most of us even knew why the heck you'd have a website or what the internet even meant. Carole's been diligent in keeping up with park information and posting it on our website for years. Carole's been instrumental helping teachers maintain their Moodle sites for online learning before any of us would know how important this was to our students. I mean, the work that Carole did years ago to get teachers' classrooms up and running online, we would have had no idea that in this environment of COVID, just how incredibly important that would be to us one day. And it sure has been proven in the last 3 months just how important that was. Carole's dedicated hours to our high school media centers and the promotion of technology with our students and staff. Carole has knowledge and skills that will be missed more than I think she knows or any of us know at this point. I thank Carole very much from the bottom of my heart, wish her well in retirement. And I know there's going to be a lot of days that we're going to go, well, who does that? And we're going to realize, oh, that was something Carole did. Nobody actually knew that that was what she did because she just did it so effortlessly and automatically. And we don't even begin to know what we don't know yet, Carole. Thank you so much for everything you've done.
Thank you, Kim.
And I get to add to the Carole Isaacson Love Fest because Carole has been a key part of the communications and marketing team as well. Carole is easily the most soft-spoken and humble, total rock star that I've ever worked with. Her contributions to the communications and marketing team, serving as our webmaster, website expert, website troubleshooter, website trainer, and yes, website therapist to many in our district, as well as somebody who's served on just about every committee you could ever imagine. Carole just did everything with such a positive and collaborative spirit. On behalf of the whole district, cannot thank Carole enough for everything you've done to elevate students, staff, and families in P-CCS. You truly have elevated the district in ways that will leave a lasting legacy. I will miss our very enlightening meetings and our forward-thinking conversations. And I want to thank you for your just incredible patience and professionalism in dealing with me and all my crazy ideas. You'll be very missed, and I hope retirement brings you nothing but joy and happiness. You have earned it. So thank you, Carole Isaacson. Virtual clap.
Thank you so much, Nick.
We're going to move into our middle school And we actually have one honoree tonight from our middle school program, Laurie Gleba, paraprofessional from West Middle School. Clint Smiley, principal of West, was not able to join us tonight, but we all know Clint Smiley never met a microphone he didn't like. So he has given me the task of honoring Laurie Gleba tonight with some words. So Laurie, this is for you from Clint. Laurie Gleba has been a P-CCS paraprofessional since 1995. She has served numerous teachers, administrators, and most importantly, worked with hundreds of students during the past 20 plus years. Laurie's friendly demeanor, conscientious work habits, and skillful ability to navigate the academic and social needs of middle school students have made her a student favorite at West Middle School. And I've worked with Laurie and I can agree with that. Laurie will be active with her 2 sons and their families going forward, but we hope that she heeds the words of Mark Twain for at least a little while. Retirement is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass under trees on a summer's day, listening to the murmur of the water or watching the clouds float across the sky is by no means a waste of time. Congratulations, Laurie Gleba, on a career well done.
Well, thank you. And you know what? I bought a house this afternoon in Hilton Head. So there's no grass growing underneath my feet. So.
That's amazing. Thank you, Laurie.
Thanks.
We're going to shift to a retiree from Allen Early Learning Academy, Thursa Van Hoek from Allen Early Learning Academy. Again, Dana Jones, our early childhood director, was not able to join us tonight, but she has trusted me with some kind words for Thursa. Thursa worked as an assistant in the district's early childhood program. She truly loved her work with the district's youngest children. Thursa worked for the district and the early childhood program for many years. She has been a loyal and committed employee, and she will be missed very much in the early childhood program. Thank you, Thursa.
Thank you.
We are going to move into our elementary level retirees. We're going to start at the land of sunshine and rainbows, Dodson Elementary School, with Principal April Quasarano, recognizing teacher Jill Dean. So April, take it away.
I almost forgot to unmute myself there. Thank you. And thank you to all the retirees for everything you've done for our students over all these years. Mrs. Dean, it is my privilege to deliver this little tribute to you. She's devoted over 20 years to our Plymouth Canton students, and she leaves a big void in our 5th grade team at Dodson as she moves on to her other adventures. She's guided many, many young people and is taught with passion and love. Your students are beautiful proof of your dedication to them. Recently, our profession has had to adapt to many changes and some difficult working conditions. And your career demonstrates that despite all those challenges, Jill, you've managed to successfully navigate them while maintaining your optimism and faith that all your students can learn. Jill was good to go every day and running those PLCs daily. Your focus has been the transmission of knowledge with efficiency and professionalism. We're happy today to be able to run homage and wish you happiness for a new life that opens you up far away from schedules, the class councils, and the duties to correct. Although it is not always easy to start such a turn in existence, we are sure that your natural leadership will allow you to discover qualities of activities and sources of satisfaction, which will replace your trade that you love so much. Every great teacher has to retire one day, but their deeds and their teaching always remain in the hearts of their students. Many good wishes to you, Jill, for your retirement. I also, let's clap for Jill.
And continuing at Dodson, another tribute to a retiring teacher, Mary Covert Mason.
Okay, so Mary Covert Mason came to us this year in the middle of the year. So being a teacher for students with special education is a privilege. Mrs. Covert Mason came over to our Dodson self-contained ASD program in the middle of the year after spending her entire career in the preschool setting with students with autism. I'm happy to share that the Dodson staff and the students were honored to meet an amazing individual dedicated to learning and growing. Mary accepted her new adventure with grace and style because it is not easy to move mid-year. She was willing to do anything for her students and always with a smile on her face. She'd work endless hours before and after school and even during her lunchtime. She truly believes that each student has limitless possibilities and that each of us is different in our own way. On a daily basis, she assumed the role of a teacher, a counselor, and a support system. In addition to changing jobs, she would interact with students who have a wide range of personalities and developmental struggles. One minute, she might be assisting a child with a project, but then suddenly you'd see her turn on a dime and she was helping another student who might need the attention. She was always handled it so flawlessly. It was great to be in her room. Her sense of compassion and drive to serve a population of children with autism is an inspiration to others. She demonstrated the will to work with students who have special wants and needs. Mary has patience in abundance. She has compassion and understanding. She is a model for tolerance, acceptance, and empathy. Mary, please remember those lives you have touched and how many have impacted yours. You have placed an immeasurable amount of value and goodness in people's hearts. Wishing you best of luck in your new adventures and thankful that you ended your career with our Dodson family. So a round of applause for Mary.
Thank you, April. We'll now turn to Erickson Elementary School and Principal Kevin Learned to recognize 3 Erickson retirees, Cynthia Anderson, Helen Cassidy, and Frieda Hastings. Kevin Learned, take it away.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it. Good evening, everybody. Congratulations to all of our retirees. Before I get to the talented retirees from Erickson, I do want to give 2 quick shout outs. One to Carole Isaacson. Congratulations to you. Carole this is more personal. Carole was a longtime Erickson parent that I worked long and hard with. Great kids, wonderful family. And I'm excited to see that you're at this point in your career and on to your next chapter. So congratulations to you. And my other tip of the cap goes to Charlie Jones. Charlie, you and I never had the opportunity to work together, but my wife has told me I have got to tell you how impactful you were to her when she was an elementary student at Halsing. You are one teacher that she definitely remembers due to your very positive outlook and how kind you were. So I have to give a shout out to Charlie Jones because happy wife, happy life. So congratulations to you on your retirement. Erickson, as Nick said, has 3 retirees. Their years of service combined get to about 84 years by my math. And only 5 of those years are outside of the walls of Erickson Elementary. So many of you haven't been able to see their talents. You haven't worked alongside them for years like I have. And I can tell you that these 3 people are going to be very missed at the Frog Pond. So starting with Cindy Anderson, and I'm going to read my comments because otherwise I'll get off track and I'll get emotional also. So Cindy Anderson has spent 17 of her 19 years in the district at Erickson School. She's the mother figure of the Frog Pond. From her amazing cakes to her bubbly personality, she has a natural ability to put a smile on your face. She always checks in on those around her and takes such good care of us. All of the students who come through her kitchen know how much she cares for them. Nobody goes hungry at Erickson under Cindy's watch. Cindy is always so understanding when a staff member brings a student demonstrating some emotional difficulties through the lunch line or around the side entrance during the chaos of lunchtime. She recognizes that circumstances for some of our kids can be complex, and her knowledge and care for our students often help. In those moments, Cindy knows exactly what students like for lunch and helps them get what they need Often, getting the right lunch totally calms a student during lunchtime. Cindy is a kind and generous person. When staff members are dealing with a very difficult situation, she shows great care by providing nurturing food for hungry bellies or a hug to lift the spirit. She always seems to notice when somebody arrives at school not feeling their best, and she always asks what she can make for them for breakfast or lunch to help them feel better, whether it's on the menu or not. And the presentation of this meal is like they're sitting in a five-star restaurant. Cindy always participates in school events, including providing her catering services every year for the last 12 years for our staff breakfasts on the last day of school before winter break. She often bakes her delicious cakes for staff celebrations or offers them as raffle prizes during PTO events. And her cakes are so amazing that they were highly sought after prizes. Cindy pours her heart out into our kitchen, and that is something that can never be replaced. Cindy, thank you and congratulations. Next up,
Kevin,
I'll,
next.
I'll
Yep,
honor
Helene
Helen.
Cassidy.
Oh, go ahead.
Yep, next, Helen Cassidy.
Great. So simply put, Helen Cassidy is a miracle worker. With Helen serving as an office paraprofessional, it's like having two building secretaries. She's capable of taking on any task with confidence and vision of how it can be done efficiently, and she is an incredible multitasker. She knows her job inside and out. And she can juggle 10 things at a time. And these aren't even her best qualities. Helen is a people person. She has a special ability to be able to take any student from full tears to a complete smile by the time they leave the office. She is also the Erickson doctor and nurse. Helen is there to give a little extra TLC to so many of our students that come to the office to receive it. She's also our tooth angel, always willing to pull a loose tooth for a student who asks for it, and she has that magical ice and touch to heal our student boo-boos. Yet no one can pull a fast one over Helen. If a student states they threw up just as part of their exit strategy to go home for the day, she'll get in a little close and say, "Let me smell your breath," to see if they actually threw up. And their faces when they have to go back to class, that didn't work, that's pretty hilarious to see. Helen is a ray of sunshine. She is the kind of person everyone wants to encounter in an elementary school, or quite frankly, anywhere else. She has a terrific sense of humor and an ever-ready smile. She makes people feel at ease to ask questions. Students, parents, and staff know if they need help, come see Mrs. Cassidy in the office. The Erickson community will miss her positive spirit and sense of humor. Helen, thank you for being you. You are always kind and helpful, and it is so apparent that you care about people. Enjoy your time pursuing photography, traveling the globe, and being grandma. We'll miss you. Round of applause for Helen.
And wrapping up Erickson, Frieda Hastings.
All right, Frieda. So Frieda was a teacher that I taught with at Erickson when I was still in the classroom. So I've known Frieda in a number of different ways for a long time. Frieda is completing 41 years in the Plymouth Canton Community Schools. All but 3 of them are with Erickson. This rock star of a teacher gets my Scarecrow Award because I will miss her most of all. Unlike many teacher leaders who flourish in a school through effective teaching practices, joining leadership committees, and directing building level work, Frieda is one of Erickson's strongest leaders simply by being a model for what all teachers should be. She is the calm in the middle of a storm. Her first grade classroom is routinely the calmest room in the building because students in her class model after her personality. She has an uncanny ability to reach students who may have struggled getting off to a good start in school by providing them love, compassion, patience, and structure. Frieda never has to raise her voice, but she has mastered the "I see you" look. She is also phenomenal at walking with parents who want the best for their children, but are questioning how to help them. With Frieda retiring at the end of this year, so many teachers have described her as the model teacher who they go to for advice, support, a shoulder, or chocolate. They describe harnessing their inner Frieda when supporting a student who may be struggling. They see how she approaches challenges and they try to emulate it. Teachers and parents speak about her calm, warm personality and that she can always find positive in any situation. In the 20+ years I've spent with Frieda at Erickson, 12 as principal, I can truly say I have never heard her complain. Not once, not even during this unprecedented time. Frieda is truly one of the most gifted teachers and best human beings I have ever known. Her love and presence will surely be missed by her students, parents, and the entire Erickson staff. Frieda, congratulations on your retirement. Your frog collection is in great hands. Now it's time for you to enjoy being grandma or Giggy. Congratulations, Frieda.
Thank you so much, Kevin Learned, and congratulations to our Erickson retirees. We're going to go to a smiling face from Gallimore Elementary School that we will all miss, Ms. Karen Tharp, and to tribute her, we will go to Principal Amy Bell. Amy.
All right, hi everybody. Well, so many people have said this, but I am going to start with just saying that when somebody has worked in the district for as many years as Karen has worked in the district, there's no possible way that you can really say enough about her. So I tried really hard today to capture the spirit of Karen Tharp in just a few paragraphs. So first, my boss, who's Karen, she told me that I couldn't cry. So I'm going to do my best to keep smiling and push through those tears. But working with somebody as amazing as her, just every time I think about her leaving makes me want to cry. So Karen has had a truly amazing career in our district. She started working for Plymouth Canton in 1991 as a dispatcher in the transportation department. And shortly after that, she was hired as the secretary of Miller Elementary School. Karen was a secretary at Miller for 24 years, and that's where we started our career together. And she spent the last 5 years of her career as a secretary at Gallimore Elementary School. So a quote that comes to mind when I think of Karen is, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." So Karen has touched the lives of so many students, families, and staff members in our district. Her willingness to do whatever it takes to comfort a child, create a smooth process, support a teacher in finding something or making copies, or helping a family solve a problem is noticed by everyone and appreciated by everyone who interacts with her. Karen is someone who spends her days looking for ways that she can help others. There have been many, many times that her arms are full of bags as she's heading out the door at the end of the day, and she stops to help a student find their lunchbox. She stops to listen to a staff member share a story that she can tell is just on their mind, or she answers the phone one more time to help a parent find a child or to help somebody navigate, MyStar or some system that is needed. Karen has spent her entire career planting seeds of goodwill in our community. People who interact with her know that she cares about them and that her primary goal is to do the right thing, even if it means that it adds a little extra work. Karen is known for giving countless off-the-clock hours to our district as well. For example, in 2007, she worked closely with her principal, Lynn Hare, and she packed up the entire school with the staff so that they could move to a temporary location while Miller was being renovated. Also, while at Miller, Karen worked with the school staff each year to collect gifts for families that were in need during the holidays. And finally, a few years ago, when Karen and I moved over to Gallimore, she was instrumental in this process. She worked tirelessly to make sure we had what we needed to start the school year, and she made sure that Everybody thought we had been at Gallimore for years. She helped to organize new processes, and she even helped to hang classroom signs and paint the office. So I would say that the greatest gift that Karen has given to Plymouth Canton Community Schools is that no matter where she has worked, she always brings that welcoming spirit. Visitors to Gallimore will often mention how friendly the office staff is, and that really starts with Karen. No matter what has been happening in the office, Karen always answers the phone and greets visitors with a smile. She welcomes students into the office as if, you know, she's been waiting for them all day. And she's always just has so much enthusiasm for the work that she does. So Karen's impact on Plymouth Canton will last for many years to come, as she has really planted so many seeds. So Karen, I thank you on behalf of the Gallimore community and the Miller community for your kindness and your passion for the work that you do. And I know that you will be missed by all. Well, thank you, Karen. And if we can all give her a round of applause.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Karen, for all you've done for Gallimore and PCCS. We'll go now to Principal Blair Kelso from Miller Elementary School to recognize retiring teacher Leanne Shaheen. Blair.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I first want to congratulate all of the retirees on all of your service to PCCS and everywhere you've been before then. But I am so honored to be here and to share with you what an exceptional teacher, leader, mentor, and friend Leanne Shaheen is as she's ending her career at PCCS and Miller. Leanne has spent her career leading students during her accomplished tenure. She has touched all of our lives during this time, and we are so sad to see her go during this unprecedented year. I know this is not the way she wanted to end the year because she wanted to celebrate, but I'm glad we get to celebrate her today. There are a variety of reasons that someone goes into teaching: for a love for students, a desire to make a difference, a passion for learning and enthusiasm. Leanne embodies all of these characteristics, and every day she walked into Miller to teach her students that they can accomplish their goals and become whoever they want to be in this world. Leanne showed that you can make a difference in a student's life by the day-to-day things you do for them. As a reading interventionist, you may think her only focus would be closing the gaps for her students, teaching strategies, and instilling a love of reading in everyone. She did this and more. She not only wanted her students to achieve, but she wanted everyone to achieve, from the new teacher walking into the building, the student who just needed a friend or a confidant, and the new principal. I would walk by Leanne, or she would pop into my office and say, "Do you have a minute?" And 1 minute would turn into an hour brainstorming session about how we could improve our culture through PBIS, which she was the co-leader of, or ways we could support our families, or sharing a new spreadsheet that she had created with more data to drive her instruction. And she has a passion for her students and would go above and beyond to make sure we focus not only on the big picture, but all those small things that make a difference in the lives of others. Leanne is our go-to person if there is a question, need some ideas, or want to pick me up. She's the ultimate cheerleader for everyone from staff, students, and the PCCS community as a whole. I've had the privilege of working with her for the past 4 years, and not only is she a colleague, but she is a friend. I know she has touched many lives throughout the community and the multiple buildings she has worked in. Teaching is an art form, and Leanne is one of the greatest artists of the teaching profession. Leanne, you have made a lasting impression on the world, on my life, and the lives of the students you have taught. Thank you and happy retirement. I hope you're getting a lot of baby snuggles right now because she just got a new grandchild just last week. So congratulations, Leanne.
Thank you, Blair. We're going to go to Tonda Elementary School and Principal Dave Turrell to recognize retiring paraprofessional Ruth Nemec. Dave Turrell, take it away.
Thanks, Nick. First, let me just say congrats to all of the retirees here tonight. I am so excited for all of you and frankly honored to have been able to work with a few of you even. That being said, though, I'm here to talk about Ruth Nemec a little bit tonight. So when I first met Ruth, I was able to figure out pretty quickly that she was a rather focused and determined individual. What I didn't know, but I figured out a little bit later, was that she was also a very important part of our Tonda family. Parents and students from our community saw her every single day as she helped manage our traffic flow outside. And she was inside classrooms helping students and teachers inside the building throughout the day as well. In short, she was everywhere. She did everything. She was someone who we could thoroughly rely on whenever we needed someone. She was always willing to tackle any challenge, and she was frequently the first volunteer to support our building in any way that she could, or any way that was needed. What I learned after a little bit later, and got to know her pretty well, though, is that she also has an absolutely huge heart and an even bigger soft spot for her granddaughter, Evelyn. One so big that, unfortunately for us, she decided to retire so that she could spend a little bit more time with her. And as sad as that made me for Tonda, I'm certainly happy for Ruth and, of course, Evelyn as well. So, Ruth, congratulations, my friend. Please know that you are always going to have a very special place at Tonda Elementary School. Come and visit us often. And with that, I guess just a round of applause for our friend Ruth.
Thank you, Dave. We're going to go to Workman Elementary School, where Dr. Jim Burt, a retiree himself, is not able to make it tonight, but he does have a tribute for retiring ELL aide, Christina Petraka. So I will be reading this on behalf of Dr. Burt. During the years Tina was an ELL professional at Workman, her work put her in the position of being a person students could count on to recognize and support the challenges they faced when first coming to or continuing at a school where their first language was not spoken. The trademarks of her work were helpfulness, kindness, encouragement, and a positive attitude, all day in and day out. Supporting students with in-class work meant finding out from the classroom teacher both what help might be needed for completing assignments and recommended approaches to guide her work. It also meant seeking guidance from ELL teachers to better her skills for working to support her caseload students. No doubt the combination of her strong personality traits, work ethic, and eagerness to support students were significant factors in the successes her students found with learning and adjustments to the challenges of being English learners. Join me in congratulating Christina Petraka from Workman. And now for our final retiree of the evening, we will bring in Principal Lisa Johnston from Hoban Elementary School to recognize Maureen Visser. Lisa.
Thank you, Nick. So Maureen, I cannot even begin to put in words to summarize what your 35-year career has meant to the Plymouth Canton community and the countless lives that have been cultivated by your kindness. So why use words when we can sing? Nick, can you take it away for us?
At first we were afraid, now we're petrified. We thought you'd be working here until the day we died.
But then we heard a silly rumor you were leaving Hoban School. We think that's wrong, which is why we wrote this song.
We're here to let you know, just cause you're grandma now doesn't mean it's time to go.
We're gonna lock up all the doors and throw away the stupid key, cause we don't want you to leave.
Now don't you dare walk out the door. Just stick around now, cause you're not going anymore.
Aren't you the one who tried to hurt us with goodbye? Think we'd crumble? Well, we're not gonna lie.
We won't survive. We won't survive. Just thinking about Hoban School without Visser by our side.
You've got so much more to give. Maybe someday we'll forgive. How will we thrive without you in our hive? No way!
Here's to you, Maureen.
I want to give Lisa and staff credit. I think that is the first ever singing we've had at the retirement celebration. And boy, was that amazing.
We had to find a special way to honor our very special Maureen Visser, and I thought that song summed it up for us. So it was my pleasure watching you watch that video.
Absolutely. And I want to continue the opportunity to honor Maureen Visser with bringing in Liz Vartini-Gibbs, our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources and Labor Relations, and as most of you know, a longtime principal at Hoban herself. So Liz VG, would you like to say a few words?
It would be an honor. First of all, congratulations to all of you retiring. So many of you on this, at this retirement celebration has touched my life as a student as well as an educator here in our district. So thank you for that. First of all, a little story about Maureen Visser. I met her in 1989, the day before school started, because that's when I got hired. That's how we hired back in the day before school started. And she was the very first person I met, and she helped me at Hoban School on that day in August and got me started. Maureen Visser has taught 3rd grade, 4th grade. She's been a reading interventionist as well as a kindergarten teacher. She is everyone's friend and mentor. When we talk about educating the whole child, she educates every child at the school she works at. She takes on every child, every family member, helps them all, supports them all, reaches out year after year and still helps them 20 years after they were in her classroom. Maureen is just a superstar. She does more in one day than most of us can accomplish in 1 week. I am amazed by her all the time. It's just been an honor to be able to work with someone like Maureen. I'm so proud of you, Maureen. I'm so happy for you, and you're finally doing something for yourself, first time in the history, and you are going to embrace Zara Grace, and she is so lucky to have you as a grandmother. So congratulations to Maureen, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you. Liz VG, would you like to sing something as well?
Absolutely not. Lisa asked me that, and I couldn't even hit reply. I do not sing.
Thanks for those
staff
amazing
did it.
Thank you, Liz. That concludes our tributes. What we'd like to do right now, I would ask for all of the administrators and leaders that are part of this event right now to turn off your mute buttons and please give the most thunderous round of applause to our retirees that we can possibly do. Thank you. Tonight, just an amazing reminder of how special of a place P-CCS is and what all of you have meant to the students and staff and families in our school community. So thank you so very much for being part of the event this evening. Thank you to all of our speakers for preparing such incredible and thoughtful tributes to our retirees, and to our retirees, best of luck in everything that you do, and go have some fun. Thank you guys so much tonight for being part of the event. It will be archived on our YouTube channel for anybody who would like to watch it in retrospect. So thanks everybody for joining tonight and being part of it, and have a great rest of the evening. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, everyone.